OK, Newcastle were always going to feature heavily in this window. They are closing in on their biggest deal so far, midfielder Bruno Guimaraes from Lyon.
We are hopeful we're getting closer to completing a transfer for a player. We'll try and give you that update as soon as we have it, but fingers crossed that we're close to getting one over the line.
Can I guess at that as Bruno Guimaraes, because obviously it has been widely reported back here?
You can guess. Certainly there'd be no confirmation from me. I think it would be foolish of me to do so.
He's got a good poker face, hasn't he? What's the latest on Guimaraes?
He rarely gives anything away, Eddie Howe, but what we do know is that Steve Nixon, the head of recruitment at Newcastle United, has headed to Brazil to finalise this deal for Bruno Guimaraes. He's on international duty with Brazil at the moment. Medical is expected soon. Just the nuts and bolts of the deal. It's a €40 million initial payment plus €8 million in add-ons. And those bonuses are dependent on player performance, number one, but also if Newcastle United maintain their Premier League status. And I think that's where maybe the bigger chunk of the money will be paid. Now, we reported earlier on in the week that the deal had been agreed, only for Lyon to categorically deny that there was no deal agreed. It's since emerged that we think that the initial payment was agreed, but there was still a lot of work to do on those add-ons, and it looks like Newcastle have met those add-ons or met Lyon part of the way. I think Lyon were after around €10 million in add-ons. Newcastle have gone up to about 8, and so we've got a deal that's worth around €48 million, and it's soon that Bruno Guimaraes will be a Newcastle United player.
OK, what about their search for a defender, Kaveh? Anything good on that phone?
Yeah,
on your WhatsApp?
You know, we've been talking about Diego Carlos for a long time. Sevilla playing hardball. They don't want to sell him to Newcastle for less than €45 million, we've been told. It looked like that deal was not going to happen. The Sevilla sporting director, Monchi, came out yesterday and said, it's not happening. We saw their offers, not enough. The player's going to stay with us. There isn't enough time for us to sign a replacement. But I was told earlier this morning that there is still a small chance that this could happen. Somebody involved in the deal said, look, don't say it's impossible. Don't say it's finished. The window is still open. So there is a possibility. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up because I still think it's very unlikely that it will happen. But behind the scenes, people are still working to try and make it happen.
And I think the same can be said about Jesse Lingard as well. When you have such little time left in the transfer window and you've been pursuing a player for that long, you can never say never. It can't categorically be said this deal is off. The reason that it broke down initially was because of the actual details of the loan fee that Manchester United were after, because we think it was quite a low initial loan fee, but if Newcastle United stayed up, Manchester United wanted £7, £8, £9 million more if they survived in the Premier League. And you could argue, why Manchester United asking for so much money for a loan deal? Well, their argument is Newcastle United, if Jesse Lingard helps keep them in the Premier League, that could be worth 60, 70, 80, 90 million pounds to them. So why shouldn't we ask for a bit more money? And if they do stay up and Jesse Lingard helps them stay up, then Newcastle United, they could be a direct rival for Manchester United next season because they're expected to really go for it next in the next transfer window in the summer. So when you get to this stage of the transfer window, you're talking about Diego Carlos and the word brinkmanship comes to mind. And that could happen on deadline day when players will say, go to their clubs, just let me get more first-team football. Let me go to, for example, Newcastle United. And then you get the two clubs negotiating again. This one could go until the last minute still.
I think as far as Lingard is concerned, Manchester United are effectively at the moment pricing him out of a loan move to Newcastle, because what they're asking for is a £2.5 million loan fee. They're asking for his wages to be paid in full. It's about £100,000 a week. They're asking for a £12 million bonus if Newcastle stay up. Add all that together, £16.5 million they're asking for, just to take Jesse Lingard on loan till the end of the season.
But that could help them stay in the top flight.
£16.5 million to take Jesse Lingard on loan just till the end of the season. You can understand Newcastle saying, this is ridiculous.
If and you can understand Manchester United.
Not at all. £16.5 million.
Why not?
Name me another player who's gone on loan.
The plight of Newcastle.
Who
you can
else?
understand. I'm saying you can understand why Manchester United might do that.
Okay. I mean, if you think it's standard
for
clubs to ask for 16.5.
No, but in Newcastle's
standard
situation, to help them stay up in the Premier League, do you not think that that's reasonable?
Speak to people at Newcastle. Say to them, have they ever come across a deal where they've been told you want to take a player on loan who's out of favour, who doesn't play for us, but he could potentially cost you £16.5 million just for a loan until the end of the season?
He did well last time he went out on loan.
Yeah, but West Ham didn't pay £16.5 million.
It's Newcastle United's plight. I can see why Newcastle, I can see both sides. I can see why Newcastle are balking at such a high loan fee, but I can see why Manchester United might say, well, if he helps you stay up, then what's that worth? It's worth millions and millions of pounds to you. So why not take advantage of that?